Today, we're diving into a recent controversy from Capitol Hill involving Representative Jasmine Crockett's remarks about First Lady Melania Trump's EB1 Visa, commonly known as the Einstein Visa. Let's unpack what was said and explore the broader implications. Welcome to Nellie Miranda. During a House Judiciary Committee hearing, Representative Jasmine Crockett questioned the legitimacy of Melania Trump's EB1 visa, suggesting that her modeling career did not meet the extraordinary ability criteria typically required for such visas.
And since we're talking about integrity, I'm confused as to why my Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the First Lady, a model, and when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level, applied for and was given an EB1 visa. And what that stands for is an Einstein visa. Now, y'all that don't know, let me tell you how you receive an Einstein visa. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. It doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't mathin' here.
Melania Trump, a former model, received her EB1 visa in 2001. The EB1 visa is designated for individuals with extraordinary abilities in fields such as science, arts, education, and business. Critics argue that her modeling career, while successful, may not align with the typical standards of the EB1 visa. However, supporters point out that the criteria for the EB1 visa are broad and can include individuals who have achieved significant recognition in their field.
All right, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett took time out of the House Judiciary hearing on immigration visas to insult First Lady Melania Trump and her legal status.
Yeah, Texas Congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Lance Gooden, was at that hearing. He joins us now. And Congressman, I'm just going to read part of what she said in what I would call a very serious hearing on a very serious issue that impacts our country's immigration and ultimately decides who comes into our country. Yet the Congresswoman decides to use her time to say the following. Melania, the First Lady, a model. And when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, and Naomi Campbell. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. It doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't math. And here, this, of course, the Einstein approach is what this approach to visas is called. Your reaction to that display, again, from a sitting U.S. Congresswoman against a First Lady, mind you, who championed an anti-bullying program in her first term.
Well, first of all, I think the First Lady is magnificent, as do most of the country. I am very proud of her and her accomplishments, and I wouldn't dare question her history, how she came to the United States, or what she's done, because what she's done is magnificent. And I'm so proud of her and the work that she's doing as our First Lady. As for this hearing and my colleague criticizing her, I think the best thing to do here would be to ignore it. I think that the radical view of the Democrats is one where they want to ignore the open borders that have destroyed our country. And I find it pretty rich that they would go after someone like the First Lady, who came here as an immigrant, like millions of Americans with her who came here the right way. All the while they've turned a blind eye at the open borders over the last 4 years of Biden that have really destroyed our nation. They're okay with the riots in LA. They're okay with destroying small businesses and violence and unrest, but they want to go back in time and rehash the immigration path of Americans who did it the right way. And I think that's a shame. And I think the American people see through that.
Representative Crockett's comments sparked a wave of reactions on social media. Some users labeled her remarks as jealous and disgraceful, defending Melania Trump's accomplishments and her path to U.S. citizenship. Others saw Crockett's comments as highlighting potential inconsistencies in the immigration system. To me, yikes, it was given hater energy. Poor Melania just wants to squint her eyes and serve looks. Why is she getting dragged into this mess? Let me ask you this. Are we witnessing a serious discussion about immigration reform? Or is this just the Democrats weaponizing immigration against their political enemies? And how is it that Democrats claim to be the party of immigrants, but attack a legal immigrant like Melania Trump simply because she's married to Donald Trump, a man that they do not like? Is this hypocrisy or what? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if honest commentary brings you value, please make sure you like and subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.